taking the extra base, hitting the cutoff man, doing what you need to do to get it runners in the scoring position. I mean, making the pitch at the right situation. So the little things add up to big things in the scheme of the game to try to win ball games, and that's the name of the game.
And sometimes the little things don't always look fantastic, but you learn from your mistakes, like we saw last night. The little things are burning 2 challenges early, and then you don't have the ability to challenge a strike late in the game, which could have dictated the actual outcome, right?
Absolutely, and it was 2 guys that normally don't challenge, right? As Boyd being the pitcher, because a lot of times we see it coming from the catcher or the hitter, but this ball, he wanted to get it, it was 3-1, and then we saw Ballesteros, who doesn't normally catch, and he's back there challenging too.
So I take it easy, young blood.
Neither one of these pitches were really that close, and then you got later on in the ball game, 97-mile-an-hour fastball pretty much right down the middle. And then what happens? It leads to a walk, and then it keeps the inning continuing going. Then we talked about it, Castellanos getting the base hit up the middle, 2 RBIs. This was a totally different outcome of the game. Instead of being 5-4, now it's 6-4, and or 6-5, I should say.
Yeah.
And
fellas would have got
Boyd was out of the game.
They would have had a 1-run lead, and they could have found themselves the victors in that one. But if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. We all know how that one goes. All right, let's move things along, because getting things done out there on the base paths, that's extremely important as well. And this is one of the little things that PCA does extremely well. We saw Nico Hoerner drop third strike, and keeping your head on a swivel in close games.
Well, this is heads up by both guys, because not too many guys would go to third on this play right here. But Nico to have the heads up that I don't know if he thought that he caught it or not, but it was in the back of his head that, hey, maybe that ball might have bounced. So he takes off. Pete got that big secondary lead.
Absolutely.
He knew if he threw it to first, he was gone, and that's the little things. What do? I get runners in the scoring position. That helps your guys. There's nothing better as a hitter when you have a guy on second base and he makes it to third, so you can possibly get that sac fly, right? Now, instead of me trying to just get a base hit, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to drive something to the outfield, get a sac fly, and if a base hit comes, good, but if not, I get an RBI.
Yeah, keeping the opposing team honest, that's a little thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, another little thing also on the base paths, we saw Miguel Amaya do it not once, not twice, but really 3 times in this sequence. We saw him take second base on a ball in the dirt. This is huge. Miguel Amaya, as we know, he's in the bottom third in Major League Baseball in sprint speed, but for him to be able to push the envelope, to go to second base, ball in the dirt. He's a catcher. He knows how tough that play is to make, and then he also knows that Kyle Tucker didn't have his weight moving forward on this fly ball, so he advances to third base, and then on a base knock to right field, what happens? He just walks on home. Now, would he have scored from second base? That's to be determined, but either way, the fact that he was on third base and was able to come on home on that base knock to right field, that's huge, doing the little things.
Well, he did 3 great things. He read the ball in the dirt, he took the extra base, and as a catcher, sometimes you don't always do that because you have to get that big secondary. Then, what do we talk about it? We've talked about it in the rec center before.
Let's go.
You go out there and you check and see at second base where your outfielders were. He knew that Kyle Tucker was playing deep. There was a deep fly ball, so he tagged at second base, went to third. You get in scoring position, boom, you walk home, run scored, changing the ball game.
Doing all the little things. And sometimes when you're in the batter's box and that pitch selection, that can lead to some big things if you do all the little things the right way. And we saw that just the other night, a huge pinch hit performance from Moisés Ballesteros. We were watching the game and we were sitting in the newsroom saying, okay, he knows what's coming. First pitch, he's not going to get cheated. Fastball, oh man. If he would have connected, that would have been huge. But for him to be able to settle things down, spit on a few pitches, take some good pitches and some good swings, and eventually work a walk, that's big.
He went from an 0-2 count.
Come on.
Scores 0-0. He comes in, pinch hits, gets the RBI. That is so impressive. As a young hitter, especially being down 0-2, we know that he's aggressive. But he has that leg kick. We saw him do the ambush. He hits first pitch. He does all the little things that he needs to do. But what does he do in a big situation like that? He doesn't have to be the hero. He doesn't. He wants to get his pitch. He does whatever he takes to get the guy in on third and score. Next guy up takes the walk. That's huge for him. As a 22-year-old kid, you don't see that too often. A lot of times you see him chasing the slider down and in because they're trying to be the hero and drive the guy in. You know what? I'm going to take what the pitcher gives me, and that's exactly what he did. And he ended up winning the ball game for his team.
No doubt about it. Now, one thing that we both know is you had a pretty solid arm. A lot of guys didn't like to run on you a whole bunch, so you didn't get too many outfield assists. But one thing you did do is you kept it clean. You always hit the cutoff man. The relay throws, little things. Once again, how important is that to make sure that chain is...
Well, I don't know if I didn't have a whole lot of outfield assists. I still threw a lot of guys out.
You could have had more if you didn't have such a good arm, right?
But once you have good arms, guys stop running on you, right? But I think the main thing as an outfielder, and you see right here, these are the little things that mean so much differences, is when you have guys that go out there. As an outfielder, you're taught to get it to the cutoff man as quickly as you can, right? You want to take that out of your mind and being able to make, the infielders have to make that decision because they can see what's going on. You get in, you throw it in, and Nico and Swanson do such a good job, and guys lining each other up and telling them where to go.
Yeah, Nico and Dansby do a great job, just like Christopher Antonacci, our researcher. Does he have the number of 36 outfield assists? Do you think you want to run on Ryan Sweeney anytime soon? I got news for you. The answer
A-Rod 2 times in one game in New York Stadium.
Oh,
Don't try
it. That happened. That really happened. All right, let's keep things moving because we made mention of Dansby Swanson. His baseball IQ, it's next level, whether he's on the bases, in the batter's box, on defense. But we saw him at third base. This is unbelievable. Infield fly rule, in effect. Crazy.
Well, you see, he knew that the wind was blowing out, and he saw that it was taking the second baseman farther back. And you know what? If he makes that catch and stays on his feet, he probably throws him out right there. But the second he saw him go down on the ground, he took off. And that's it's a sac fly for Bregman right there. And I mean, it's those little things that help you as a player get better, but also pick your teammates up in those types of situations.
I know Notch is probably looking right over my shoulder here because it's technically not a sacrifice fly. It was an infield fly rule. He was credited with the RBI. It's all about those technicalities. And once again, what's a technicality? It's a little thing.
Yeah.